Welcome everyone! Today we're going to be taking a look at the Metropolitan Museum of Art's website. This museum, also known as the Met, is located in New York City. My name is Danielle Wenmaker, and I plan to take you through a virtual tour of their website. This website has many features, but we're going to be taking a look specifically at the educational resources available to high school teachers. I am a high school teacher, but I do believe that this presentation could benefit teachers of all ages. So if you would, please start our exploration by visiting www.metmuseum.org. The best way to experience the Met is to visit in person. If possible, try to get your students as a group to attend the tours that are offered for groups of students. They offer a reduced admission price of $12 instead of the $25, unless of course you are from New York State, in which case you could attend for free. Now, I understand it would be very difficult for most of us to get a field trip to the Met, so they do offer another way for students to experience what it would be like to visit. We can find this by starting at the Art tab on the top menu and then selecting Online Features. We are going to be looking at the Met 360 project. This is an award-winning series of 6 videos that take us through a really unique view of the museum. The videos are all here, and we're going to take a short look at one of them, the Great Hall. As you can see, the videos take us through the view as if we were walking right through and seeing exactly what's going on here at the museum. From setup to the grounds, you can see a lot of what it would be like to be at the museum in person. Scrolling down, we see another option that we could click on, and this would show the grounds of the Met, which are made to look like you are in Europe. Each video is only about 2 minutes long, and I'm going to leave you to explore the rest of them. As I said, there are 6 total that you could take a look at here. Now, more than just visiting the museum, there's a lot of things that this website does incorporate for teachers that I think will be really helpful to everyone. One of the most basic features of the website is being able to search for particular art. Let's say that your students were researching Impressionism and wanted to look up Monet. Doing a quick search of Monet would show all of the features and collections that the Met has. As you can see, there are quite an extensive amount of Monets at the Met. If we click on one, for example, Bridge Over a Pond of Water Lilies, we are able to learn a lot more about the piece. You can see here the date it was created, medium, dimensions, as well as a little overview of the work. There are plenty of resources here for your students to do any sorts of research that they're interested in. But the features that I'm more excited to show you are going to be under the Learn tab at the top of the screen. If we click on the section called Educators, you will see that the Met actually offers programs for K through 12 teachers. The variety of programs that they have just help you explore interdisciplinary curriculum integration and methods for teaching with objects. Now, some of these workshops are already pre-designed by the Met, and you can register online for them. Right now, the upcoming events that they have planned are creative problem solving and connecting collections. Creative problem solving is a great thing to be doing in our classrooms, especially with the way that Common Core emphasizes the need to promote problem solving. This is a 1-day workshop with a $45 fee, which includes museum admission materials as well as a lunch. So I feel like that's quite a deal. Now over here, another option that you have is actually a week-long program. This one has a different price of $475 tuition, including the instruction materials as well as lunch again. But I'm sure that that would be something that if you were able to attend, you would gain a great deal from. Now let's say that there's a particular thing that you and your colleagues are working on and maybe looking to explore more of how you can incorporate a particular idea in your classroom, or you want to learn more about a specific topic. What's really interesting to me is that you can actually, under this workshops by request section, fill out an application where you tell the Met your particular need, and they would design a program specifically geared towards your needs. So I feel like they're really working hard to help educators teach in their own classrooms as effectively as possible. Now these are all workshops for teachers, but let's say that you had some students very interested in learning more about art and somehow able to get themselves to the Met. Under that Learn tab, this time going to Teens, we can see a variety of programs specifically for those teenagers. I'm going to click here on the picture of the girl with the blue hair. Here's a list of different things we have. We have Teen Night, where teens have activities across the museum, performances, music, and more. We have Art Explore. This is a monthly session where teens would talk with other teens about works of art, traveling throughout the galleries. Teen Studio, where students are actually going to be making art in different galleries, as well as Saturday sketching. We have career labs and summer programs. Clicking on summer programs, we see Teen Studios, Summer Art Explore. There also is even an internship available for high school students to be working at the Met. So I feel like they've really been trying here to make the museum a social place for students to gather, talk about art, learn about art, and even make art together. The next feature of the website that's going to be really helpful as educators, again, is under that Learn tab and Educators, but we're going to scroll past the list of programs down to lesson plans. Here we will see that there are many different lesson plans that are already created by the museum to help integrate art into your classrooms. Now this list is quite long, but the only problem is it's hard to tell what lessons are for middle school, high school, or elementary school. For example, if we go back to the top and click on the first one called Ancient Animals at Work, scrolling down under the first image, you'll see a little bit of a description of this lesson. And this particular one says that it's for grades elementary school. Now, those of you who are elementary school teachers, take a look at this one. It does look very cute. But we're going to go back and try to find one that is specific for high school. Okay, so scrolling down, I see a lot of options here. I'm going to click on one that relates art to math. That one is right here, Geometric Design in Islamic Art. It says students will be able to use a compass and straight edge to construct regular polygons and recognize the ways works of art from the Islamic world utilize geometric forms and relationships. When we click on the lesson, after seeing that small description, we get a lot more details. Again, we see the original image that this is based off of. So this is a gel screen from India. It gives you the information about what it's made out of and where it's located in the museum. And this particular lesson is middle and high school. So you can kind of adapt it to the different age by asking different levels of questioning. Again, the topic or theme is geometric constructions, which does integrate interdisciplinary skills of math. The goals, like we said, were using a compass and straight edge to construct regular polygons, as well as recognizing these forms. And they also provide you with national learning standards here that we see, the math geometry standards and the visual arts standards. And they also have Common Core standards. These ones are specific for math. Now, after that, we see questions for viewing. So these are questions that you could ask your students after viewing the object. What stands out to you as you take your first look at the object, ending here with, imagine creating a work like this. What might you do first or last and why? And then we see the activity. Now, this activity has a duration of approximately 30 minutes, which is pretty perfect for a high school classroom that typically is around 45 for you to do something at the beginning and wrap up the class at the end. It gives you the materials. This one is going to have you using pencil, paper, straight edge, and compasses. So to actually do the geometric constructions. Or alternatively, there's a program called Geometer Sketchpad that most of your schools probably have in the math department, and you could get from them. And it explains what's going to happen, but basically the students are going to play around and explore creating these different geometric figures, so whether it be a hexagon or a heptagon or any type of polygon, and trying to do so specifically with a straight edge and compass. Now, this is actually a unit that your math classrooms would also be doing, so it might be a great time to tie up with those math teachers and figure out how we can do this around the same time of year to help them really get the most out of these skills and build relationships throughout the school. And below, we have some resources. Now, each one is a link to a different thing. This first one is a video which goes through a tutorial about how to create an equilateral triangle, followed by a square, and then a pentagon, hexagon. It goes through all the different options. We have some that are just more information about the history of the different patterns of art specific to Islamic art. And then at the end here, this is an interactive demonstration by a math website called Wolfram, which goes through how to do these in a different way than the original video. So all of this is available to really make a great interdisciplinary lesson for you and your students. And this is just, again, one of the many lessons that you'll find on that lesson page. All right, and the final thing that I want to show you on this wonderful MET website, again, is under that Learn tab. We can go back to Educators, and right where we saw Lesson Plans on the left, on the right we see Curriculum Resources. Let's click here. Here we're going to see a lot of different illustrated guides that provide a lot of useful information and ideas for engaging students in a specific topic. So let's say that you were researching Islamic art like we had looked at with the last geometric lesson, or maybe the art of Africa, Egypt, ancient art from the Near East. All of these different places from Southeast Asia to Renaissance Europe, they all have their own individual link here. Now, these are books that you could purchase for your classroom, but they do have available online as PDFs, which is very nice. So I'm going to click on Greek art because potentially your students might be reading the Odyssey in their freshman English class and be interested in learning more about Greek art. You could pair up with the English teachers there, and if we're going to click on download the PDF right here, we can see there's a ton of information on here. This, as you can see, is a 256-page document, but it has everything from maps of ancient Greece. As we scroll down, it has artwork from the time. It has information about the culture that is going on during the time the artwork was being created, as well as a lot of different information on cultural highlights and historic moments that would be really interesting for them in their English class as well as their art class, really tying it all together. This could take me forever to scroll through, but I hope that you'll take the time to explore all of these resources more fully, because there's so much here in this website that they have for teachers to use as resources, and I really hope that you are leaving this with something that you feel like confident applying to your classroom. Thank you so much, everyone.